Hey y'all, got here is a terminal block, and today I'm going to show you a simple way to make it more versatile, more useful. What I got is a 4-row terminal block. I got it from eBay. It only cost me about $5. And what I wanted to do is to have like one input wire, one ground wire, and be able to multi-tap. Basically, that's what I'm wanting to do. And the multi-tap terminal blocks, I found one at like O'Reilly's, and I found a few others on eBay too, and those cost in excess of $10, whereas this only cost me $5. So what I did, as you can see right here, I took some flat scrap aluminum, no thicker than I think 1/16 of an inch, and what I did is I cut me a strip no bigger than a ½ inch. I'd err on the side of caution and make it 3/8, but you know, you want it to make it just big enough so it'll fit over, but because you only want it to go about halfway across. Then what I did is I modified these rows right here. These were hardened plastic. What I did is I took a screwdriver, put it on here, angled it like so, and then on this side like that. And then I took a little hammer and then pounded until I got one side to break. And then I took a box cutter, utility knife, and I trimmed off the excess. And then, make it a little neater, I went in with a small file and, cleaned up everything. But I took the aluminum, I drilled 3 holes. 2 of the holes go through 2 of the screws there. The third hole here goes through this. See, as you can see daylight right through there. The other side I didn't touch yet, and what I plan to do is just use 2 screws, one to mount here, one to mount here. That way I can, say, fix it to a firewall of my truck. And this side, since it has a green screw on it, well, it used to be green, the paint kind of wore off. But I use this side as ground, this side is my power, my 12-volt power. And now, I can run 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, even 10 spots to run power accessories off of. Instead of having to run millions of wires all over the place and try to tie them all together, I can run one power wire to this, one ground wire to this, and then jump off from that. But what I did here, a second, is on the piece of aluminum, I ground down the sides so it'd be just big enough for this to slide on. And to do that, I used my trusty little bench grinder. And all I did was, like so, I just did a little bit on each side until I ground it down just small enough that it would fit into this, because you don't want it too small. And I went ahead and made me an extra set, so if these break, I can just swap them out, and no harm, no foul. But doing it this way, ouch, allows me more greater flexibility in my terminal block. Because now, instead of being 4 rows that you can only join 2 wires together with, I now have 4 different spots that I can put wires to. 4 power, 4 ground. So I can power 4 different accessories even 5 if I use a small enough screw to go through just this metal tab here. Now, I don't know what the current capacity is for it, how much electricity it can handle, but this will be in open air, so it won't get too hot very badly. And even if it does, most circuits that I'm going to put on this, I'll be sure to put fuses so I don't overuse any power if it has any problems. Especially on the power side, what I plan to do is put like a 15 amp fuse in line from the power to the battery, or power to ignition switch, whatever I need to use this for. That way I have the whole area protected, and then each one, if it calls for it, I'll put a fuse on that to reduce the amount of current it will take before it blows the fuse. But mainly I just wanted to show you guys this. I took a simple $5 part and made it more useful. Because, I mean, I don't know why they do that, but the idea of just using this to join just 2 wires together for individual circuit, you'd be better off soldering the wires together or connecting them with this splash connector or whatever. You know, various electrical connectors. That'd be better off than just using this. Now, if you have circuits that need to be unplugged from time to time, yeah, I can understand the reasons why you might need this. But way I did it, I made it more usable, more versatile. And of course, you don't have to use aluminum. You could use steel if you wanted to, or copper. I just used aluminum because I had some scrap aluminum laying around. But one thing I would recommend is, once you cut it, take some sandpaper, some 80-100 grit sandpaper, and sand it till it's bare metal, because you don't want to have the paint interfere with making it good contact. You want it to make proper contact so you'll have proper voltage going through. Anyway, I hope y'all find this video informative, and if you have any suggestions on how to improve it, please leave me a comment below the video. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank y'all for watching. Talk to you later.